The air in Hard Rock Stadium crackled with an energy you only get a few times a season. This wasn't just another game. This was Miami versus Notre Dame, a rivalry steeped in history, defined by iconic moments and, at times, pure animosity. The Catholics versus Convicts moniker might be a thing of the past, but the intensity remains etched in the DNA of both programs. Tonight, on this humid September evening in 2025, a new chapter was about to be written. The stakes were immense. Both teams entered the contest undefeated, their eyes firmly set on a college football playoff berth. This was a collision course, a game that would undoubtedly define the trajectory of their seasons and reverberate across the entire college football landscape. For the Miami Hurricanes, this was a chance to prove they were truly back among the nation's elite. After years of rebuilding, they had assembled a roster brimming with speed, swagger, and talent. Their offense, led by a dynamic young quarterback, had been putting up points with ease. The defense, a throwback to the dominant units of old, played with a ferocious and intimidating edge. The opening kickoff sliced through the thick Miami air, and the game began not with an offensive explosion, but with a brutal, physical stalemate. It was a throwback contest, a fist fight in a phone booth. Both defenses came to play, dominating the line of scrimmage and refusing to yield an inch. Notre Dame's massive offensive line found itself locked in a ferocious struggle with Miami's quick and aggressive defensive front. Every yard was a battle. The Hurricanes' secondary flew around with trademark confidence, blanketing the Irish receivers, turning potential big plays into contested incompletions. The roar of the home crowd fueled their every move. Miami's high-powered offense also found the going tough. Notre Dame's defense was a masterclass in discipline. They tackled well in space, their linebackers filled gaps with precision, and their secondary disguised their coverages, creating confusion for Miami's young quarterback. They capped it off with a short field goal to go up 3-0. Miami responded with a flash of big play potential, and the half ended tied at 3-3. As the fourth quarter began, the tension in Hard Rock Stadium was so thick you could feel it in your chest. Every single play felt like it could be the one that decided the game. The 10-10 score was a perfect reflection of the evenly matched, brutal contest that had unfolded. But in the fourth quarter, everything changes. Fatigue sets in. The pressure mounts. Notre Dame got the ball first and immediately went to work. Leaning on their powerful running back, he seemed to get stronger as the game wore on. He gashed the Miami defense for a 6-yard gain, an 8-yard gain, a 12-yard gain, moving the chains relentlessly, converting a crucial 4th and 1 near midfield, keeping the drive alive. The Miami defense, dominant earlier, was finally starting to bend, inside the red zone. The Irish quarterback faked a handoff and rolled to his right, finding his tight end wide open in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. The extra point made it 17-10 in favor of Notre Dame, with just under 8 minutes left to play. Now, it was Miami's turn to respond. The pressure was squarely on the shoulders of their young quarterback. The drive started with a disastrous sack, but on the very next play he stood tall and delivered a perfect deep ball, hitting his star receiver in stride for a 50-yard gain. The stadium exploded back to life, but the momentum swung back. An all-out blitz forced an errant throw that was intercepted by a diving Notre Dame linebacker. The Miami defense took the field with a desperate fire in their eyes. They had to get a stop. There were no other options. Notre Dame ran the ball on first down. Miami swarmed for a 1-yard gain. The Hurricanes immediately called their first timeout. Notre Dame ran again, met by a wall of orange and green for 2 yards. Miami called their second timeout. 3rd and 7, just under 2 minutes to play. A first down here would end the game. Miami defensive tackle read it, shed his blocker, and tackled for a loss. Punt forced. Crowd erupts as the Miami punt return team runs onto the field. Hurricanes take over at their own 22. 60 seconds left. No timeouts. 78 yards to go. The weight of the season rested on this drive. The young quarterback trotted back onto the field, his expression a mask of pure focus and determination. The first play was a quick out to the sideline for a 9-yard gain, stopping the clock. He launched a high arcing pass down the left sideline. His receiver, in single coverage, went up and made a spectacular contested catch, wrestling the ball away from the defender as he fell out of bounds at the Notre Dame 25-yard line. 22 seconds remained. The stadium was in an absolute frenzy. On the next play, the quarterback scrambled to his right. At the last possible second, he fired a laser between two defenders, hitting his tight end on a crossing route at the 5-yard line. The tight end turned, broke a tackle, and dove for the pylon, stretching the ball over the goal line as he was knocked out of bounds. Touchdown! Miami had done it. They had tied the game 17-17 with just 9 seconds on the clock. The eruption of noise following the touchdown was deafening. As the special teams unit ran onto the field, the Notre Dame coaching staff called a timeout, a standard tactic to ice the kicker. The young Miami kicker, who had been perfect on the season, now faced the most significant kick of his life. The snap was perfect. The hold was clean. The kick was up, and it sailed directly through the center of the uprights. Miami had taken the lead, 18-17, with only 9 seconds left. Notre Dame's last-ditch effort, a series of laterals on the ensuing kickoff, was quickly snuffed out by the Miami coverage team as the final seconds ticked off the clock. The game was over. The Miami sideline stormed the field, players embracing each other in a chaotic, jubilant mob. The scene on the field was a stark contrast of emotions. It was a validation. It was proof that their program was truly back. For Notre Dame, it was utter heartbreak. This was a moment that would be etched into the history of Miami football forever, a defining win for a new generation of Hurricanes.